In this market, how do you find a home and get your offer accepted? This year so far in our market, we've seen more Moscow homes go under contract than at the same time last year. So the problem isn't homes not showing up. The problem is competing with other offers and getting to those properties first. In the Moscow market, there's three main ways a listing can end up in the lap of a buyer. One would be an active listing that's on the MLS, on the website, office exclusives. Those are within the brokerage and exclusive to just those agents. And then there's also off-market properties completely. And these are properties that the owners have no intention of actually selling, but once presented with an offer, they're more open to it. So for the first active listings, to actually get a hold of those, what you wanna do is set yourself up on some property email alerts. Maybe that's through Zillow, maybe that's through your MLS connected agent website. That's going to help you get connected really quickly so that you can see the home that comes on the market right away, schedule that showing, and be the first to put an offer in. Another type of property would be office exclusive. Office exclusive properties are those that are specifically within a brokerage. It's that time period before it comes to the market when the marketing team is maybe going out, getting photos, getting videos, getting it ready for the whole public to see. And that's a chance for buyer agents in the office to go take their buyers to look at the property and even submit offers and maybe keep it from going on the market for their own people. The third category would be the off-market properties. These are properties that have no intention of actually coming to the market, but via cold calls, door knocking, letters going out to certain neighborhoods, buyers can get exclusive access to those and submit offers and maybe get them secured. You also want to have an agent who's going to really be on the hunt for you and get to that property first, especially for those off-market properties. Shameless plug. This Saturday, the buyer's agents in our office will be spending a collective 50 hours calling homeowners in the area to find those off-market properties for our clients. And so that's where it's really important to have agents who are actively hunting for homes for you to add to those buckets so you have some options to write competitively on. You can search for a home all you like, and if you find it and you don't get your offer accepted, it's pointless at that point. So having a really compelling offer is super important. And there's two main ways you can make your offer stand out against the competition. And these strategies do actually work. This last quarter, for all houses that were under contract, Story Real Estate agents represented about 1/3 of them. And that's with our ability to locate properties first and get them under contract with these competitive offers. One would be putting in clauses and having a competitive price point. The second one would be tailoring the details of the offer to specifically fit what the seller is looking for. So with the clauses, we have two types of clauses that are most commonly used in the Moscow area. One would be the highest and best offer with a really tight time frame to respond. You offer the highest possible that you feel comfortable with paying on a property, and the seller needs to respond before other offers are submitted. So this keeps other offers out and helps you secure that property quickly. The second type of clause would be an escalation clause. And this is a chance for you in a competitive market, if there's multiple offers in, you stay just a hair above any other offer that's been submitted to the seller. So what that looks like is if you offer asking price and they offer just a little bit more, our offer would immediately, via the escalation clause, escalate just a little bit above the competition. That way you're not necessarily paying your top dollar, but you're paying just enough to eke out against the competition. The other way to make your offer stand out would be adjusting the details of the offer to fit the seller specifically. The seller isn't just looking for the bottom line net profit on the property. They're also looking at how easy will the buyer be to work with. So what that looks like is calling up the seller beforehand, asking when do they prefer to have the closing date? How long do they need to respond to offers? Are there any other considerations to include? That just shows your willingness to work with the seller and make it a real win for them for the entire contract period. So that's kind of how you do it. You have your three buckets. You have the active listings, the office exclusives, and then the off-market properties to choose from. And then when you submit that offer, you have your clauses to work with, and then you also have those details to customize for the seller to make you really stand out against other offers. Of course, none of this really matters if you don't know why you want a home and you don't know what kind of home you want. So getting very specific on those is really important. Talking to your friends and family, talking to your mentors, your agent, your lender, those are all really important people to have on your team and to understand your motivations behind your purchase. Homework: get to know your market, get to know your agents, and understand the tools that you have to win. I'm Jordan Clemens with Story Real Estate. If you enjoyed this video and want others to see it, go ahead and hit the like and share button below. If you want to see more educational videos, go ahead and like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. See ya.